Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I wanted to do a requested brown smoky eye using the Modern Renaissance, Anastasia Beverly Hills Modern Renaissance palette. This palette can be kind of overwhelming or kind of make you say, heck no, I'm not buying it when you see the colors, because it has a lot of pinks, reds, and oranges. But I was able to do this look using just the browns. And granted, there's only really two, but I made it happen, and I did use a little bit. I did add a little bit of like a little shimmer to it, but I tried to make this simple, as simple as I could, simple as I know how. But if you want to see how I got this look, then just keep watching. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. And by the way, I know you can hear this loud kind of, well, it's the air conditioner, and I've never lived somewhere where the air conditioner is so loud. Like it blows so loudly. So that's what that is. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and get started, and I'm going to use my go-to eyelid eyeshadow primer. It's MAC Painterly. I use this every time. I love it. Used it for years. That's all. Not a whole lot more to say, except if you're not using an eyeshadow primer, I would highly recommend it. And I am going to set the primer with, so I'm using Modern Renaissance today to do the brown smoky look, but I am out of the vanilla color, which is called Tempera, right there. But the Soft Glam has the exact same color, so I personally like that they duplicate whatever, some of their colors, because I feel like the colors that are in both palettes are the really good colors that you probably run out of first, which would be this. This is just the perfect vanilla matte setting powder. Okay. So, because I am doing just the browns in this palette, I am going to use one that's not super brown, but it's my transition shade that I always use. It's called Golden Ochre right here. So I'm going to just start with a fluffy brush. My go-to is the Sigma E40. I love this. It's just like perfect fluffy transition shade. When you're using this brush, I recommend just using lighter colors with it, because if you used a super dark color with this, it's too fluffy. It's not dense enough, and the colors would kind of go all over. So that's why you should use a fluffier brush for your light transition shade. So I just put this in my crease. I'm trying to kind of create a crease since I don't really have one. So I go into the crease, and I go from corner, outer corner, all the way to inner corner, and then I do kind of go a tiny bit above. Just kind of trying to create a shape for the colors to come. Okay, so now I'm going to go into Warm Taupe right here. Brown. It's one of the only browns, because these are more orangey, so I can't use those. I usually go for this, but not today. Today is brown, so I'm gonna dip in. I'm using a Mojo Beauty E5, and it's a little more dense than the brush I just used. And so I'm gonna once again just start outer corner and go inner. I kind of deposit the majority of the color outside, or this outer corner, and then just kind of go in like that. just kind of keep adding until you get the color, because this is a pretty light color, light brown. So I find that I need to apply a couple times to get to the darkness that I prefer. I'm kind of leaving this area blank because I'm going to go in with the dark brown for that. This is kind of like my go-to easy look. I usually do like most days if it's not, you know, if I'm not really wanting to kick it up for the day. I do go with browns and oranges. But this is like a very just, you know, you can just wear it to work, wear it with the kids, wear it to go out. It's versatile. Okay. Like I said, I'm trying to just make this like simple so that anybody can attempt this. So I think I'm gonna try, actually I lied, I'm gonna go on with this little bit denser brush. This is the Morphe M411. Yeah, it already has brown on it, but I believe it's the same brown I'm going into. So now I'm going to go into Cypress Umber right here. I love this brown. And I'm going to start once again. I'm going to kind of place it on the outer corner, but then I want to go over the lid. And I'm going to keep this lower in my crease. So I'm kind of pushing into my crease, but I'm not wanting to go as high as the brown that I just did, since this is so much darker. And just always remember, hold that brush way back so you're just not just do it, okay? Just do it. So I'm just lightly placing. Now, yes, I could take a different brush to like place this over my eyelid, but I'm trying to make this easy and not use a lot of brushes, because I'm sure some people are like, you've already used like more brushes than I own, right? So I'm holding back and just kind of going until I get the darkness that I want, like so. And I'm just going to go over. And always make sure to tap off the excess so you do not get a bunch of fallout, because these shadows are so great. Like, I have no fallout right now, none. And this is a really dark brown. They're so great. If you do not have any of her palettes, I would highly recommend trying one. Okay, so now I'm going to go in, kind of apply all over the lid, gently. Just like so. It's weird, I can always get in the crease of my left eye easier than my right eye. It's weird. It's just weird. Okay. So then you just want to basically just see, is everything even? Same like level of darkness, which it looks to be. So then what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back with that Mojo brush, and I'm going to dip back into the warm taupe right here, and I'm lightly just going to go kind of over what I just, because I kind of lost a little, so it's kind of like, and I'm literally like barely touching. Then I'm going to go on with the first brush, the really fluffy one, and I kind of make sure there's no more shadow on it, and then I just go in and just kind of make sure the edges are blended and there's nothing really super harsh. Okay. Then what I'm gonna do to kick things up a little bit, but this is still not like hard, so don't freak out. I'm taking a Sonia Kashuk. This is a really dense brush. They don't sell this. She changed all her brushes. This was the number 106. Anyway, it's just a small, very dense brush that I love using. So any kind of dense small brush. And then I'm spraying with my MAC Fix Plus. two squirts, and then I'm gonna dip into Primavera, which is this really pretty shimmer right here. And did I use the right side? Yeah, okay. So I dip in, and then I'm just gonna go down the center of my lid. I like to do this especially if I'm like not gonna wear any eyeliner, but I want it to not just be like matte. This is just like, and I kind of take it up, I kind of do like this to see like where my crease is, and I just kind of stop it right there. And this just adds like a little bit of specialness. And then I'm just gonna come right over here and do the same thing. Kind of see where my eye naturally at. Go over it a couple times. If I didn't use the Fix Plus, it's just not near as bright. It's like, I mean, it's pretty too, but I prefer a little bit more color. Okay, so let's see here. They look like they're pretty even. And then what I do is I go back in with the more dense brush, and I dip a little, barely any, into that brown, the Cypress Umber color. And I just go to each side, just, and sometimes I just kind of, to make sure that it's not like, you kind of want it like to blend a tiny bit, you know, not blend, but like not just be like a stripe. And so coming in with a little of the color just kind of can soften it a little, which I don't want to do too much. I think that's fine. We're just gonna go with that. We are gonna go with that. Oh yeah. So I'm gonna just go to the face now, and we'll come back to the eyes. So let me get a Q-tip, which are like my best. And there's literally like nothing, like nothing. Stuff's so great. So I'm gonna move on to the face foundation. And let's see here. I'm using, this is what I've been using lately because my skin's so dry. It's the Farsali Rose Gold Elixir. And I don't really know that it's not a primer, but for me, makeup doesn't like really wear off because my skin's like a snake. So I like this because it just helps my foundation to just be so much more like dewy and not get so dry, because this is just like straight up oil. So if you're like really oily, probably aren't gonna want to do this stuff, but if you're dry, it's really good. And then for foundation, I'm using this new one, which I'm gonna do a video on all these new products that I've gotten recently, but this stuff is so good for the summer. It's the Lacome Skin Feels Good Hydrating Skin Tint Healthy Glow. This stuff's amazing, because I was really on the hunt for something for summertime that wasn't really like heavy, just because it's, you know, just the heat. It's not fun to have like, and I really did a whole lot. It'll be okay. Gosh, in this lighting, this stuff looks like very, not how it does when I normally put it on, but I really like this color, so it'll work. Anyway, this stuff is like really light, and it's a skin tint, but I don't know, maybe when you put this much on, it's good coverage, but it's just the way it feels. It doesn't feel heavy on my skin, and I find it doesn't like cake up in creases, and I really like it. So if you're looking for like a good, and you can apply this just with your hands, like kind of put it on like you would like a moisturizer, but I prefer to use a beauty blender, and this beauty blender is so good. It's the Sonia Kashuk, the same brand as that brush I use. It's hers, and her products are sold at Target, and this beauty blender is so good. So I love it, and it's cute too. So I'm just kind of blending this, but this blends so easily, and I don't know, and it's very, like if you have really oily skin, I don't know if you'll want this, because you can see like the kind of dew, right? The glow. So it actually could end up being super greasy or make you look really greasy and oily. But you also probably wouldn't need to use as much as I used, because I like to use it as like not just a skin tint but like coverage. But you can still see my freckles, and it just, I don't know, just try it. And you know, you can go into like Ulta and Sephora and they'll give you samples of this stuff. Oh, and my color was 01 Nude, I think it's Nude Vanilla was the color. Okay, so that looks blended in. And then I'm not using concealer. I don't really like to use concealer, especially if it's hot, and it's really hot here, unless I need it for circles. So it's just another step to like take out to make the whole process easier. And then for powder to set this, I'm using the MAC Mineralize Skinfinish in Light Plus. I love this. This is definitely good for if you don't, which I need another one, I'm running out. But this I like to use because it still gives my skin like a little glow. It doesn't turn it really like matte feeling or appearing or whatever, because I'm wanting this to stay like dewy looking, you know. I don't want it. So I use this little Real Techniques brush to do under my eyes, and then I'm gonna go in with my Morphe E2 to set the rest of my face. I love this powder so much. I really love it. It's like a good, for me, like a good summer powder. Okay. Now I'm going to use bronzer. I'm going to do, like I've said before, I don't really like contour. I'm using Too Faced because I'm kind of doing this smoky, dewy look. This is the Sweetheart bronzer by Too Faced. I love it. So I'm swirling it, and I'm literally just going to do a tiny bit because it's not matte. Usually for contouring you're supposed to use like something matte, but I'm just going to do this because I want to. I'm just doing a tiny bit right there to kind of, and then I'm going to switch brushes, and this brush is the new brush I got, and it is by It Brushes, It Cosmetics brushes, and I love it. Their brushes are really good. They're definitely pricier than like Morphe brushes and stuff like that, but I guess they're more comparable to like MAC. So I'm just kind of adding some color, and I used to apply my bronzer with like more like brushes like this, but I've really gotten into, I love these because I just feel like it's just makes applying it a lot easier, more forgiving. Always go down your neck. Okay. And your nose. Okay. Blush is gonna be Tarte, which it's called Party, and it's just like a really nice like nude kind of pink blush. I actually got this I think for my birthday, but I feel like they sell this in regular size. This is like a mini. Hopefully, because I try to not use anything that like you can't get your hands on now. Alright, for highlighter, I am using this one that I love by Anastasia Beverly Hills, and this is the new highlighter. It's the Amrezy. It's so lovely. See that? It's beautiful. I'm kind of doing like that, down the nose, here, just, you know, all over there. It's just a wonderful highlighter. And now I'm going to go back in and I'm going to finish the eyes up, okay? And for the eyes, let's see here, where's my brush? Right here. This is like my go-to Morphe E18. It's just like this nice dense brush. And I'm just gonna go into Warm Taupe, which was the light brown that we used. And I'm gonna meet right here, like this corner, I kind of meet it. And then lightly, like hold it far back, and I just and then I'm going to take the Cypress Umber, again, the dark, mainly the only two we've worked with. And lightly place that. And then I take my Morphe E17, which is a little bit longer and less dense, and I smoke it out. Ow. Okay. Then I'm going to take a pencil brush and I'm going to dip into Vermeer, which is this light one that's almost all gone, a light shimmer, and I'm going to do my inner corner right here and right here. And then I'm going to take a tiny bit under my brow. I already did my brows before, because I think that brows, watching people do brows for me is like watching paint dry. I just find it super boring, and I don't really find, like, I don't really care. Now to give it a little pop, I am using this Urban Decay Glide On 24/7 pencil and Scorch. It's like this really pretty, like, see that? It's so pretty, and I just go on the under eye. I mean the waterline. And I can't keep, like, my mouth has to be open when I do that, obviously. And then mascara, which I'm gonna curl these right now, and then I'm actually gonna do mascara off camera because I find it really boring to watch mascara also. And but I will tell you the two I'm using, because I always overlap my mascaras, is I'm using Chanel La Volume de Chanel, and then I use the Marc Jacobs the writing Noir, Velvet Noir. So I'm gonna use these two, and I'll be right. Okay, I'm back. I've got my mascara on, and we're almost done. Okay, I'm just gonna do my lips, and it's gonna be very simple. I'm using a lip liner. This is Boldy Bare by MAC. It's like an oldie but a goodie. So I'm doing a light lip because I feel like I do a lot of dark lips. Okay, so I've got them lined, and then I'm going to use the best lip gloss, because I'm really, like I mentioned before, I'm really getting more into like glossy lips. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love a matte lip, I love it. I feel like it's more convenient, but anyway, this is the Dose of Colors lip glosses that are supposed to stay on for hours and hours, and they really do. And this is called On Repeat. It goes with like every lip liner. So or like lipstick, whatever. It just goes with everything. And it doesn't bleed. It smells like birthday cake. I just love Dose of colors in general. Those are my favorite lip liner brands. And I mean, liquid lipstick brand is this. You get it. Sorry, it's just one of those days. Anyway, so the final step that I always have to do is set my face, and I have been using this, like, this is all I've been using lately. It's the Pixi Hydrating Milky Mist. This is sold at Target, and I love it. I love it. I just feel like it helps my skin look. You can hear the chair squeaking too. Sorry, I was driving me nuts a little bit. Yeah, so this is how I got this look. I hope you liked it. Go and pick up this palette. And, you know, like I always talk about, it looks kind of like freaky because there's all those like pinks and oranges, but you can do a simple brown smoky eye. So as always, thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.